In America, we are the most obese nation in the entire world. In fact, 2/3 of our entire population is either overweight or obese. That's a lot of people. That could be me, that could be your parents, that could be your family, that could be your teachers, that could be your friends. Cities need to take the first step in creating positive communities with good health habits. It all starts with your feet. You need to have cities that have a layout that promotes walking, which will lead to fresh food. Everybody needs fresh food. It's necessary to get the nutrients that we need. Last, finances. Because once you start buying the fresh food, the prices will go down. But first, you have to start with the feet, with your base. And Ruby will talk about walkability.
Now walkability, if you split the word up, means walk and the ability, which literally is the ability to walk. Now, for a community to be walkable, there has to be a main destination, such as an open plaza, which includes a pharmacy, a fresh food market, maybe a library. Now, people, if they have this in their neighborhood and it's close by, which is really good for a walkable community, they can walk to it. This way they can get exercise, they can become healthier. And other ways for a community to become more walkable is to have little distractions such as a park or a garden or open cafes, so that they will be subconsciously distracted to go and talk with their friends, and they will have to walk more. But the main destination in a walkable community is a fresh market with fresh food, and Julio will elaborate on that.
What eating fresh food implies is to, as I'm sure we've all heard, eating our 5 fruits and vegetables every day. Now, although this may be easier to say than to actually put in action, it may be extremely difficult for certain communities, especially low-income communities, to actually receive these foods. This may be because of the accessibility of these foods. The reason why is because of fast food restaurants taking over and killing that accessibility, so as for low-income communities to go to their restaurant, to go to their feeding station, where it's a lot cheaper and it's a lot faster than actually eating healthy to keep your body healthy and good. But just eating fresh food is a really important fact. It's just going to your farmer's market, to a supermarket, but this has a lot more to do with finances, and that Susan will elaborate on that.
Okay, so Julio told us about what we should buy and where we should buy it, but how do we buy those? We can't pull them out of thin air, we can't grow our own crops or raise our own livestock. We have to buy these things, and to buy them it takes money. Not all of us have the luxury to buy those things. We don't all have money, and it should be accessible to everyone, no matter how much they make each year and how much money they can spend on foods like that. Nobody should have to feed their kids like poor nutrition just because they can't afford it. They shouldn't be having to spend their money on fast foods, dollar menus, and things just because they're cheap and just so they can fill their children and their family members' stomachs. It should have some nutritional value. And over a year ago, not too long ago, I moved into a brand new neighborhood, new houses, new roads, everything new, so nobody lived there at all. But across the street, there was a farmer's market with fresh foods, apples, bananas, pears, And when I was entering, I saw this lady, and she was pushing her a cart out, and she had her kids in there, and they were crying because they couldn't afford anything in there. It was like a box of apples for $5, like ridiculously high amounts and high prices for foods like that. And just like a few weeks ago, I went back to that market, and I saw that the prices have gone down so low, like dramatically. The prices used to be like way up there, and now they've dropped because more people are living in my neighborhood now that it's been a year, and people are starting to rent and buy houses. So more people are going to that market. And I guess the clerk saw the surprise in my face, and he came over to me and he told me why the prices have gone down so low. He said that because everyone is living here, that people are going to the market, and now that they go to the market, they can afford to lower the prices because more people are spending there. Instead of having the food like sit on the shelves, and having the spoil on the shelves, they they can lower the prices because it's more on demand. I mean, the food is on demand now. So Allison is going to wrap it up for us.
Each of you are members of your own city, whether it be San Francisco or Newark or Berkeley. We all need to support our cities in creating positive habitats to create healthy lives. They need to follow the 3 F's. The first one being feet.
Feet.
Your cities need to be walkable. You need to be able to access fresh food.
Fresh food.
Because otherwise you won't be getting the nutrients that you need and your bodies will not be working right. Lastly, finances.
Finances.
Because once the fresh food is accessible, the prices will start to drop. So in conclusion, if we don't start with our streets, we will not get very far on the road to better health.